Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said?
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
You know?
Sounds rough, man.
Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamal. Too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, like all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo like was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard, and Katt Williams just went off after some insane files connected to Diddy started floating around. And get this, even Elon Musk is chiming in, throwing not-so-subtle warning shots at big-name white celebs tangled in this whole twisted saga. Some of them are already trying to dip out of the country, like it's a race against time.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Now, let's get this straight. Everything here is straight from the rumor mill, internet whispers, and sources allegedly close to the situation that I'm just laying out what the streets are saying. So don't come knocking like I made it up.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing some, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, yo, man, I don't F with them, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the... And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened. So, and just to hear this, and this new thing where they saying that they got kids coming forward and said that he did that, man, that shit is crazy. And like I just said, that's just something that I heard.
Fresh tea is spilling straight from the prison Diddy's locked up in, Z, and it's sounding like he's about to flip to save himself. Word is he's ready to drop names. And according to Joe, Terrence, and Katt, some of the people about to get caught in the crossfire are major names. But one name that really caught folks off guard? Uncle Steve Harvey. Yep, that's Steve. The whispers online, and what Katt kind of hinted at, say the moment Steve caught wind of Diddy's indictment, he didn't just dip, he vanished. Folks claim he hopped on the first jet out of here and went ghost mode real quick. Even wiped his socials clean, deleted anything that could link him to Diddy. That ain't just distancing, that's erasing history.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older.
Steve even went back and deleted a 2017 tweet where he called Diddy a brother, saying he was doing good for these kids. Yeah, that one aged like spoiled milk. And the deeper you dig, the darker this whole situation starts to look.
I have 3 right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
Back in the day, Steve was moving like nothing was off. He was out in Italy, vacationing with Diddy and Lori Harvey, who, let's not forget, had just dumped Diddy's son Justin, only to start dating Diddy himself. Like, what was really going on? The whole thing just screams messy. But what truly got people creeped out was a photo of Lori wearing white nail polish. Sounds random, right? Not if you've been keeping up with the disturbing details in the Diddy case. Cassie revealed her lawsuit that Diddy had a creepy obsession. He made every woman around him wear white nails during his so-called freak-offs. It wasn't fashion. It was for visual contrast in the disturbing tapes he kept of those nights, according to her claims.
She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
Now here's the wild part. Turns out Young Miami had white nails too. Embrace yourself. Even Diddy's own mother did. That got people asking real questions like, did Steve Harvey seriously not know any of this? Or was he brushing shoulders with Diddy to get deeper into Hollywood's inner circle? Back then, Diddy wasn't just a celeb. He was a billionaire running Revolt TV and rubbing shoulders with the most powerful producers in the game. That's exactly why people online are saying, if Diddy decides to snitch, we might finally understand why Steve Harvey dipped out of the country like his life depended on it. But it doesn't stop there.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Meek Mill. Ever since Diddy's arrest hit the news, Meek's been real quiet, like too quiet, which is strange considering he and Diddy weren't just industry friends. They had history. Y'all remember that Weird Pool video? Diddy in the water, calling Meek daddy and saying, I love you. At the time, folks laughed it off, but now that clip hits completely different. It didn't age well at all. And just when Diddy's legal storm started spiraling with lawsuits, naming names left and right, guess what? Meek vanished.
The irony is, there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
According to Lil Rod, who filed one of the lawsuits against Diddy, he claimed Diddy was bending Meek Mill and tossing him deals as payback. That's the kind of allegation that made people's jaws drop. So what did Meek do? He packed his bags and jetted off to Africa. Then he started tweeting cryptic stuff. One tweet even said he dropped $100,000 to figure out who was trying to link his name to Diddy. But the internet? Oh no, they're not letting this one go at all.
Do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Word on the street is Meek's in full-blown damage control mode because he might have been caught on actual footage the feds picked up. If that's even halfway true, it's only a matter of when, not if, the truth drops when this case officially kicks off. But in the meantime, he's out here playing clueless like nothing's going on. And let's be real, nobody's buying it. But Meek ain't the only one shaking his boots. Usher's name is getting dragged too. He's been tight with Diddy since way back, and now folks are digging into that old connection.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
When Usher was just 13 years old, He was reportedly sent to Diddy's so-called flavor camp. People are now asking what really went down behind closed doors. And let's not forget Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal. He dropped a bomb when he claimed Diddy sent Usher to the hospital bleeding from, you know what? That's not just disturbing, it's horrifying. And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, go rewatch that old Kevin Hart interview. The one where Diddy straight up joked about waking up in bed with Usher when they were younger. At the time, people just laughed it off, but now with all these dark truths bubbling to the surface, ain't nobody laughing anymore. If Usher's name is tied to any of that mess, he better have his legal team on standby right now. Because if Diddy's talking, the walls are closing in fast.